Okay, the recording has started. So now Vijay Mukhel has around 7 to 8 minutes to give a presentation of his ideas. So Mihir, why don't you just present his PPT and then Vijay can start talking about it.
Sure. Yeah, thank you, Ramcharan. So, Meet, can you please put on this manifesto?
He's doing that.
Okay, thank you. Let me first introduce myself. I'm Vijay Mukhel. I'm doing my PhD in mechanical engineering. I'm an interdisciplinary guy. So I'm in my now fourth year, and so I'm contesting for this post of research affairs secretary. I'm coming for this position for the first time because anyhow I've seen last 4 RAS working for. I've seen their tenure, how they have worked, and what all changes they have brought. So on their guidelines, on their footprint, what they have done, and I've seen a lot of changes also happening in last 3 to 4 years. So that's why I'm also coming. I thought of coming for this position, and the best thing or anything, everything, most of the things are new for me. There are a lot of challenges for me also to learn, but I'm also very excited to take all this challenge to learn and to give back to the research society, like how they can do. The best part, what I feel from my side is that because most of my academic work is over, my research work, everything is over. So the best part is that now I can give my 100% attention to this position, all the activity related to this position. Because now I'm not, I don't have so much burden for this my research because now everything is over. Now I'm in my final stages of thesis. So that is one advantage which I'm having, and I feel I can contribute more in these things. And see, what are my ideas? See, the main thing for which I thought of coming for this position, I thought of contesting for this position is like in last so many years, what I felt one of the major factor which I felt all the scholars are affecting is the placement. Think placement is one of the main thing which everyone, either it is a BTech guy, it is an MTech guy, or it is a PhD guy, everyone is looking at. Right? See, this undergraduate have very good placement. This masters also have comparatively good placement, but this PhD guy, the placement is very low as compared to all other people. So, what is my idea? Like I want to strengthen this thing, strengthen the activities related to this placement. Especially like there are some cells like career development cell is there, and everyone. See, most of the research scholars know there's something called research. Career development cell, but they are not inclined towards that. Many of them are not inclined, and they are not doing proper preparation for their speech, for their placement, and they want to come at the end, at the final, at the 11th hour to come for the placement. So like I'm planning, I can have a more stronger team. Already teams are there, they have done really very good in last years and under the previous RAS, but now I want to strengthen it even more, so that whenever a scholar is coming for MS or PhD, from the day one he can give attention that what all qualities and what all things are required for this placement. Because see, placement is not only about just applying for a company. It is also like enhancing those qualities what company is looking at. See, many a times this scholars scholars are also not having that much quality because they have not developed. They are just too much into their research that there are other things also which are required for placement. They are not looking at it. So this is one of the most important things which I really want to work on for the placement. How we can strengthen this career development cell in a much better way. Having members from each department, from each year, from first year to final year, and from first year itself, how we can create an atmosphere so that everyone can come to know about this. Other thing is, other than this placement, this RAS executive committee. See, this is really working very well, and I appreciate whatever our present RAS, our previous RAS have contributed towards this committee. But anyhow, we can also improve it. We can further improve it so that it can have much faster actions. We can bring on. See what I was planning. Like if we can have some of our alumni also in the teams. See why alumni? Because they have recently experienced all the troubles and all the they have faced all the lives of research scholars, and they are more free to speak, more free to give suggestions. Because being a student, we might not be that much free, and we may not be that much bold to speak so many things. But if we are having our alumni also, at least one or two alumni in our executive team, so they can guide us in much better way, and they can through them also we can through their experience also we can have faster execution of all the matters. And anyhow, we will have other people also in the meeting. And this is a few things. And see any. Another thing which I have experienced is like for this PhD scholars or MS scholars, there are opportunities like JDP opportunities, exchange program, all those things are there, but still that awareness is not up to that much level. See, even when I came to know, and even I think many of my friends who have came to know about that there is something called JDP in second or third year. So like if all these things can be transferred to the student from the first year itself. See, anyhow, I've seen our Rohit tenure, and before that also Rohit tenure, they have already done. They have done some seminars related to this also. How can create awareness? But what I felt, the student remember it only for the time they are listening this workshop or the seminar. So if we can have more than one or two seminars, maybe in a semester or two semesters, so this thing will be definitely in their minds, and they can approach their professor and with a better clarity. See, many times students also approach their professor, but that clarity is not there, neither in student mind, and sometimes anyhow it depends upon a professor also. But that if a student go with much clear approach and clear objective, then I think there can be a supportive hand from their guide also. So this is another thing for which, with the help of international office and all, we can we can encourage students to go for more and more JDP. See, if you take last year data also.
You have 1 more minute. You have 7
Hello?
minutes up. You have 1 more minute. There's 7 minutes are up. You have 1 more minute left.
Sure. See, another thing which I was planning was to call back all the scholars. See, because these scholars are being much affected during this pandemic. So how they all can be called back to hostels. See, so we can have a committee or a committee where all the students can be called back in much faster way, and more relaxation can be given to them, so that they can come to lab and they can work. There are many restrictions. So how we can come up? How can we come up with solution where they can get more time to come to lab and work on their research? So calling back a student back from their home to IIT is also one area which I will be looking at. I will be pushing myself to work in that direction. And then another great thing, this RST, which is happening, which I started yesterday for this year. So this RST is also a very good platform where the scholars can show their talent, and there's a bonding also, because when the scholars are coming together, there are a lot of thoughts coming together, a lot of ideas are coming together. So how we can strengthen it even more by bringing in students from first year to final year. And I was also thinking that if we can bring at least final year BTech student also in RST, so that they can also have a taste of how the life of a research scholar in these 3-4 days, they can also taste, and this will also help them if they are planning to go for masters or for higher education. So in this 3-4 days bonding, so in this 3-4 day bonding also they can learn. So these are some of my plans, and all other. If you have any questions, also I will be happy to answer them.
Yeah.
And you can
I
also go
think
to my manifesto to manifesto for all my plans, what I'm planning for my tenure.
yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, even if you couldn't explain some points, I think a lot of students have questions, and you can answer through the questions as well.
Sure.
So now we can. So basically, Vijay has finished his 8 minutes time for giving his presentation that he has made. So now we can move on to the executive council questioning. So if any of the members of the executive council over here want to ask any questions to Vijay, we can start asking him. I think we have the current RAs, the past RAs as well joining. So the floor is yours, guys. You can just turn on your mics and ask questions. But if any of the audience members have questions, I'm just posting this form over here. You can just fill in this form, and you can say you can write your name, and I'll just call upon you, and you can ask your question as well. We don't have many audience questions, so I think most of you, if you fill the form, you'll get a chance to ask a question. Yeah, you can go ahead, Rohit.
All right, thank you, Ramachandran. So, hi Vijay. It was a good overview of your manifesto. I'm just asking, where is the feasibility report? Have you done the feasibility on whatever you have written in the manifesto?
See, like I have a plan, like how I'm going to do that. As of now, I have not made the feasibility report. But whatever I put in my manifesto, what I think, these are all those things. What I feel I will be able to do in my tenure. See, one of the more I told you in my introduction also, like because my research work is almost over, so I'm totally free and I can devote most of my time working on all these things. So I feel like I will be able to do these things.
No, see, why I'm asking your feasibility report is that since one of your major criteria is placements and all, and you have written improving the PG placement by combining MTech and MS, if you had done your feasibility check, you would have understood that it already is in place.
It's already there. It's already there.
Yeah.
I've seen it is also already done in your tenure also, and I've already seen that. I'm trying to improve it. It is already there. I'm not denying.
The way you have written it, it essentially means you are going to combine it. It's not like it looks as if it's not yet done and you are going to do it. So I mean, like, what is your what are you going to do? If MTech and MS has already been done, then how are you going to improve the PG placements after this has been done?
See, Rohit, still many things have been done, but still, whenever the companies are coming, they are still many companies still have doubt. Many companies still don't understand what is MS research. They think that MS is something different. It is not related to our this technical side, our research side.
Mm-hmm.
So like whenever our this placement teams will be approaching them, then we are going to talk to HR and the teams to make them more aware, and we can also show what type of work our the scholars are doing, especially MS scholars. So through that also we can make more awareness in the company or the HRs. That they are equivalent to them and they can even perform much better if given a chance.
Yeah. So about this initiative, they're talking about awareness and HR explaining it to HR. Did you talk to the placement team about what currently is happening and what is not happening, so that you can improve upon that thing?
Sure.
No, did you talk to the placement team? The current.
No. See, Rohit, I've already told like everything what I will be doing will be very new to me. Like it is a new challenge for me, but I'm very excited to take all this challenge and learn all this thing and do and work in a better way.
Right. Okay.
So I have to start learning.
No, if that is what you are saying, that you will take it up, it is new to you. But why is it new to you? Like, if you had the time to understand it from all the current RAs and the ex-RAs being on the campus, why have you not understood it as yet? Like, what has stopped you from understanding it yet?
Rohit, I've seen last 2-3 years placements also. I've seen how it is going, but I've not gone too much into the depth because I've not gone too much into the depth, but I've seen how the process are going, how everything is going. But now after being taking responsibility, I think I have to go into more into the depth and try to understand and working to take it forward.
Yeah, but don't you think that the time that you would spend in understanding the position, understanding the responsibilities of the position after you have taken the position, right? If you had the possibility of doing it earlier itself in the last 15-20 days, what has been your initiative to understand it better? Like if you are going to be the next RAS and then you are going to start from scratch, then essentially all the knowledge of the previous RAS you have not utilized at all, right? So what exactly are you going to do? Let's say if on April 8th and you are the next elected RAS, what would be your mindset to how would you take it forward? Like you have to build your teams, you will have to talk to the placement teams, you will have to talk to everyone. So assuming you do that, after that, by the time it is May end or something is when you will have a basic understanding of the RAS position, and you would have lost 2 months of your tenure. Right?
See, Rohit, what I've told earlier also, the best part, like when I'm coming to this
Is Vijay audible to anybody, or is he stuck?
No, I can't hear.
No, I can't hear him.
Vijay, can you turn off your... Hello? You can turn off your video if you have bandwidth issues. Yeah, Vijay, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I think I was disconnected in the middle. Can you repeat what you said, Vijay? I did not hear that last part.
I think the problem is that this it's Vijay's connection.
Achha, okay. Okay.
Let's just wait for a minute so that he can set up his things.
Sure, sure.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. See, Rohit, what I told that because my research work is almost over, everything is over. Now I can give 100% learning and doing things in faster way, because there's nothing which will be pulling me back towards my academic or other things. So whatever time I can give 100%. Interacting with the team, learning from the team, and you see, I'm not saying that I'm very new to it. I've seen placements also. I have been part of RST in last year and before that year also. So I have done all. I have been with team. Now it's a time for me to execute all these things faster by learning it faster.
See, that's what I'm asking you. So when you're saying faster and all on one side, and you're saying on the other side, I have not yet started understanding the team itself. That is a controversy. Like that's the two sides of the thing, right? If you want to do it faster, you should understand what is happening currently, so you can improve upon it. And everywhere, just let me finish the question. So you are saying improve upon the PG placement, improve PG opportunities. That essentially implies that currently there are gaps, right? When you're saying improving. So what are the gaps you have seen which we can fill up? If it was a new initiative, I could have understood it. But everywhere I see, improve, clarify, increase, strengthen. So what are these adjectives you're referring to? Like where is the lag coming in?
See, Rohit, see, for everything there's always a scope of improvement, and where I'm finding it. See, if you see the placement ratio for these scholars,
Right.
which is very less. And see, I'm not saying that things have not been done. Already things have been done, but improving in terms of, see, many people in the scholar group do not know about there's something called career development specialist there, which can help students, which can if they are inclined towards them, they can get proper direction, they can start their preparation on the right time. So bringing all the scholars together will definitely help them to start their preparation at the right time. See, because what right now is happening, all the scholars are coming for the placement and they are sitting for the placement at the 11th hour. They are not even. See, if someone is coming from the 11th hour, definitely he is out of the competition. He cannot compete with other people. So this preparation can also be taken as a part of their research activity, or at least
Right.
once in a month or once in a 6 months. There can be a more proper classes or proper seminars where they can understand it, or at least by the time someone is submitting thesis or someone is giving topic, it can be made compulsory for them to attend to be part of this career development challenge and have to align with them to understand something.
See, that's what I'm asking you, Vijay. You are saying that the improvement can happen. I agree, improvement can happen. Even in my tenure or the current tenure, in every tenure, improvement can happen, right? But for improvement to happen, you should know where to improve, right? If you are going to break your head on the same wall which we broke it on, it is not going to help you in any way, right? So I want to understand where exactly are you going to improve upon. So when you are saying PhD placements are not good, why is it not good? Have you understood the reason for it not being good? Yeah.
That's why what I've understood, talking to senior who have got placement and who have not got placement also, where is see, one thing is very much clear, that the placement for a PhD student is quite different from their BTech and MTech. That's totally different. It is domain based or a particular research based.
Right.
But still, one more thing is there that most of the students in PhD scholar, they are not starting their preparation at the right time. They all are coming at the 11th hour. I've seen last year, before your tenure, when our Rohit Goyal was there, I've seen that one day before people are coming, that they want to sit for placement and there's a problem with NOC and all those things.
That still happens. So what are you going to do about it?
See, what I'm planning, at least by the time anyone submit their this synopsis, or anyone is having some 2 or 3 paper, or 1 or 2 paper, whatever is the requirement as per their department, they can be a part of this career development cell. They can understand the process, how this process is, because many scholars even don't understand the process of this placement. Everyone wants to
career development cell doesn't take care of your placement process. So if you want,
it is preparing them for the placement. I'm not saying it is taking care, but some quality should, all those qualities should come for a scholar to sit for a placement, and a company should take it.
Yeah, so see, that is what every year we try, but the scholars still don't turn up. So have you understood from the scholar why they don't do that?
See, what I've understood in last 1 or 2 years is like.
No, you understood from your experience, or have you understood from talking to people who are sitting for placement this time?
See, I've talked to some of the scholars who have got placement also, and many who have not got placement also. I've talked to both of them, and from my experience also, when I'm seeing people, because anyhow we interact with all the people who are getting placement or not placement, which all company they are getting. See, many a time, what I felt, the preparation level is also not up to the requirement of the company. They just go and sit for the placement. That doesn't work. What is the process? Because see,
I agree what you're saying, Vijay. What you're trying to say is that you will improve upon that factor. You will try to make them register earlier, right? I'm asking you, how will you implement that, or how will you make them aware about that? The problem currently existing is the 11th hour person coming and registering. I agree. I totally agree. Today I got a call asking people to register. Okay. I am asking you, how are you going to improve? Like how will you measure your success in this area?
See, what I was planning, I may be wrong also. What I was planning, at least maybe whenever a student get 1 or 2 paper, whatever the criteria for the department, or if he or she is in 3rd year, at least they should undergo some workshop or some sessions done by some of our alumni who have recently got some placement, or from this career development, or some other mentors, so that they can understand. Because see, this awareness
Okay.
awareness is only one thing which can bring
Right.
bring them out of their comfort zone to apply to work in that direction.
So did you see the amount of events that career development cell research did this year, especially right before the placement period?
No, I have not noticed all of that.
Precisely. So you have already had six weekends of exactly this thing what you're talking about, and which is why I'm asking you where is your feasibility report, because I don't know what research have you done to create that manifesto. So that is actually a problem with your other issues as well, because when you're saying awareness about grievance redressal body or awareness about JDP GSP, we already do these sessions with IAR. So what is the difference thing that you're doing? Your manifesto, a lot of this manifesto is create awareness, transparency. Okay, a lot of them is there. Increase the number of research software. How are you going to find out which research software? How are you going to decide? Like, if at the end of your tenure, I need to evaluate your manifesto and what you have done and what you have not done, where exactly can I evaluate it? I can't evaluate it on the current manifesto.
See, Rohit, now in terms of software also when you're talking, software also when you're talking, there are many software for this for which licenses are very limited. For example, many software like NCS is there, Console is there, MATLAB is there. So licenses are very less. So I've seen many students waiting for their turn to come, so that once other students have done their simulation, then they can get a chance. And the simulation doesn't happen 1 or 2 days. They can sometimes take 1 month or 2 months also. So, like if we can bring more license, if we can create more license,
okay.
So then any other scholarship.
When you're saying more licenses, do you know where these licenses come from, or what is the process of procuring these licenses? Where exactly is the issue of procuring new licenses? Like, if it was easy, we ourselves would have done it, right? So where are we lagging that you can contribute? When you're saying new software licenses, I have been trying for the last 1 year to install Origin, but it is taking time. So have you tried to understand why does it take time, or what is required to improve the number of licenses?
See, what I have understand, because see this whenever we are talking about software, for software at least see, anyone cannot approve it directly. So even if it is a Dean research also, he wants someone should like some committee should be there, some professor should be there, or someone should be there who is asking for that. So now what is happening now? All this process like asking 2-3 professor to give a request, all these things take time. Because
what you're talking about is getting a license for that particular individual. What I understood from what you have written is getting more licenses for the institute. It's a totally different ball game.
See, even like Rohit, what I'm telling, for institute also there are some license, like there are some common software which can be used by anyone. So, for example, for this console, if you take most of the mechanical guys are using that, mechanical and applied. But I think there are very some 40 or 50 licenses are there. At a time, only these many students can work on this console or NCS. So, if through this through research affair committee or through with the help of this HODs and all, if we can improve this license, instead of 40, we can make them 60, 70, then any of the research will go faster.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking you. See, that's what I'm asking you. If it was easy as easy as going to Liggy Phillips ma'am, or as easy as going to your HOD of the department and procuring a license, every department would have as many licenses as they could. There are constraints because of which these licenses have not increased. Have you understood what constraints are there?
No. I have to look in that way.
But you have added that you will increase the number of research software. So unless you know what are the issues, how are you going to make sure that your manifesto point is completed? Okay, I'll take a step back. I think others might have some questions. I'll come back.
Sure, Rohit. will if any of the other executive council members have questions, they can just turn on your mics and just ask. And if audience have a question, and for those of you who have joined us newly, I'm posting a link in the chat box. You can fill a question there, and we'll ask in a few minutes. Does anybody of the executive council have a question?
Yeah. Ramachandran.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello, Vijay.
Hello.
Yeah, you can hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. So you have mentioned a couple of points for INDR. I have some problems with it. So you say that you want to increase the awareness for research alumni mentorship with INDR office, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So what do you mean by this? First of all, what do you mean by with the INDR office? Are you aware that there is nothing called the INDR office in the institute? So what exactly are you planning to do with this manifesto point? And yeah, who are you planning on working with here?
See, what I was planning and what was thought in my mind. See, for this, there are many alumni, scholar alumni who are passed out from here. So if we can have some relation with them, so that they can also help our scholars in terms of their research, in terms of their placement, and see, because they many times the
Vijay,
scholar.
I understand the importance of having a mentorship program. My
Mhm.
question is more like, what are you planning to do about this mentorship program? How will you set it up? How will it be different from what Rohit has already tried? And what problems did he face, and how are you planning on circumventing those problems?
See, what is my plan? Like, if we see, already we are having these committees, if we can have a few persons from a committees who will be directly looking in this area, in the directly linking with our alumni, so that our current PhD student or MS student, if required, they can directly connect them for research or for their for the postdoc. Because many of them they would
Vijay,
like
do you have some idea about how many PG alumni we have in our database? Like how many people we whose contact we have, and how many people have responded to our previous mails or something like that. So you're
no
saying
no
you're planning on giving one alumni mentor or something for any of your PG students who ask for a mentor. Okay. Are you aware of how many alumni we actually have who are ready to mentor? Like, did you speak
no
with
I'm
someone
not
in the office or something to find that out?
no I'm not saying.
Okay. So that's more the next point then, because we have lots of problems there. Rohit had some problems pulling off this initiative. So
Mhm.
better you check that out. Okay. The next one is regarding branding RSD to a wider audience of alumni. Again, why do you think we weren't able to do it this time, or we weren't able to do it to a great extent this time?
See, I'm not saying that it has not been done. Already, it has been done. But see, now what I was planning for this RSD, bringing into more of our alumni and also some of our BTech final year students. See, because see, there are three stages. Many of the all these alumni have already passed out. They know the taste of research and how it is done, what is the life they have faced, and what they have done, what they have contributed. And one is the present scholars who are going through this phase. And see, whenever this alumni come, we can call upon some alumni for this research when we are having RSD. So see, because many times you may not have to do same thing to understand the thing.
Sorry to interrupt you. Where exactly will alumni be involved in RSD?
See, we can have some sessions with them. We can have a mentorship with them as an RST team. See, now in RST team, what we are having all the students, all the present students. See, what if we can have one or two members in RST team from our alumni also. So they because they have already tasted. They have.
Just a minute, Vijay. RST this time has been in association with the IIT MA, which essentially means the entire backing of the alumni is there with us. So when you're saying you will have alumni in the team, you can't get any better than the entire IIT MA infrastructure behind you. We are live streaming on IIT MA YouTubes. What more integration are you looking at, or what more support are you looking at from alumni in RST? And why would alumni help you in RST and not the entire year round?
See, see, I agree with you that IIT Alumni Association is already there, but see, when we are bringing them into when we are bringing them into for more and more activities. For example, see, now what is the structure? In the structure of this RSD, now most of the things have been carried out about this. The present scholar guided by alumni. There must be some guidance from them also. But if we can have a more interaction with them and more, we can call upon some alumni also during this RSD, where they can talk about their experience, and they can also take some workshop. It may not to be only during RSD; it can be throughout the year. If they can take some workshop also, they can tell us what mistake they have done, what they have learned during their research. So that can also help many of the young scholars who are going, who have just joined or who are in their first or second year, to understand like in what direction they can do and how they can do things in much faster way. See, because many times it took lot of time to understand the things. So if our alumni are there, they can tell the right direction.
Rohit, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't alumni already speakers in RSD?
Yeah, we have an RST speakers alumni. We have IIT Madras alumni is there. We have released an entire booklet of alumni in it. We are doing mentorships with the alumni relations office as well as IIT MA for 150 students last year itself. So I don't know where exactly is this point coming up of improvement or like see, improvement is a very generic term. I don't understand what improvement are you going to make. So I can't even tell you the pros and the cons of whether you are in the right direction. If you write something as improvement, it can be anything at all.
Yes.
Right. So what exactly are you going to do?
Rohit, it can.
If you have gone through the previous manifestos and feasibility reports, fortunately it was there last year's. So if it is a feasibility report done, you would have known that this is a particular point I would try to bring. Okay, like for example, combining MS and MTech was the point, not like improving PG profile because of MS and MTech. So I could tick off some of the things I have done. But when you are writing in generic that showcase the research to a wider audience of alumni and industry personnel, we already have a team of RST, we already have a team of RConnect, we already have a team of CBCR. What exactly are you going to do with these teams?
See, these teams are. I'm saying these teams are really doing well. They are really doing very good job. But see, there is always a scope of more improvement. See, when we are talking about this career development cell or RST cell, see, there can be many more things which can be brought.
I agree. Improvement can be made. I am asking you, where are you going to make an improvement? If I made an improvement in the team structure or maybe mentorship and entrepreneurship, what will you say that Vijay Mukhel has made an improvement in? Unless you have that thing clarified, what are you going to do for the next 1 year? Hello.
Hello, Rohit.
Yeah. Okay.
I have you.
All right. Cool. Fine. So did you hear my question? Like, what exactly is the plan for the next 1 year? Like, that is what I'm trying to understand. Because I can't see a clear picture. You are saying expedite hostel callback process. When you're saying expedite, what does it mean? Why is it not so fast right now?
See, now what is happening, what I've understood, most of the scholars which are being called are either in their final stage of their thesis. But anyhow, things have become faster because now there's an opportunity that all the scholars who want to come, they can come and stay outside, and they will be allocated HRA and all those things will be given. But still, coming to lab is still a problem because many of them are not even are allowed to come to lab on regular basis. I agree that COVID is there, but still many
If
times.
COVID is not there, then your entire point is gone. Okay, if COVID is not there, then there is nothing you can do for accommodation. Okay, so if accommodation is a problem, and currently it is for COVID issue, it is a problem. right? What exactly are you going to do towards COVID for the next 2 months? Okay, assuming you become on April 8th. For 2 months, what are you going to do to expedite this hostel callback? Assuming everything becomes fine in July. And what is not yet being done? Like, have you talked to the current those or current RAS or the current people in the hostel or the HOD to understand what is wrong here?
See, I understand. See, what the problem is, they're not allowing more number of scholars on a particular floor. It's based on how many number of toilets and all these things are available.
Hmm.
But the another thing is, the scholars can be called, and if they see, many scholars are even willing to come, and they are willing to stay outside also. But what is the problem? Many a time they are not allowed to come to lab. Many a time labs are empty. No one is coming, but still they are not allowed it.
So are you going to go behind every professor who is
So-
running a lab and convince him that allow more students?
See, actually, see.
Yeah, before you answer, just a second. So
Yeah.
I think Executive Council had 30 minutes. So we'll go for audience for a little bit and then come back
All
to
right.
Executive Council after Vijay answers this question.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
See, Rohit, many professors still they are not calling. The students, I told you, many students are willing to come. They are willing to stay outside also. But why? Because of some lab issues and all, many of them are not allowed to come in lab. Even lab is empty. So if we can have some proper channel through HOD or through some Google form and all, so that we can come to know how many students are coming to lab and which all labs are empty. So they can be allowed to come into the lab and work, or at least they can be given some daytime or night time according to the convenience. It should not be completely institute based. It can be from lab to lab also. It should not be a very generic, like whatever is for everyone, because every lab may not have same pattern of students, like days for and postal. So if it can be made based on lab to lab basis, through some Google form or through some special permission from HOD or D, then I think it can be done.
Yeah, Ramchandran, this is not a question. It's just a clarification to what he said.
Yeah.
What he said is actually being done. It is not something new. We have a lab-to-lab SOPs with the professors, and they are allowing students on a lab-to-lab basis. So your suggestion is already implemented, and still the issue persists.
See, Rohit, I've seen many students who are still facing.
Yeah, I agree. What I'm telling you is your point is already implemented. Okay, so let's close it at that. We'll take it later.
Okay, now we'll move on to some audience questioning. Some of you have filled the form, so I'll call upon you, and if you're here, you can just turn on your mics and ask. Do we have Sagar here? AE20S.
Yes. Hi Vijay. My question already asked, that is on expedite the hostel callback process. So I wanted to give a suggestion on that, because already you answered on question. That we can make a shift of the students, 3 shifts, just like the private company, and do some work on that, because it is very helpful, because most of the scholars also works at night, so it can be manageable.
You can ask it as a so. Okay, maybe
So
you
I
could,
already asked.
yeah.
My question is already asked, so I just give a suggestion.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Okay.
I think the other person, Vasant, also has a similar question regarding smooth pro. Oh yeah, no. Vasant had a different question. Vasant, are you here? No. Okay. Maybe I'll ask a question on his behalf. So he's asking, what are you going to do to smoothen the process for research scholars if the same situation continues for more than a year? So basically, he might be intending to imply that there are some hurdles people are facing because of the transmission from their homes to hostels again. So what are you going to do to make sure that progress is smooth for the research scholars in their research?
See, one thing, anyhow, in hostel, they can accommodate only a fixed number of students. So one thing which have already been done and which can which can again happen is all the students can come and they can stay outside. More relaxation can be given to students to come and work in their lab, or at least lab should be say some 24/7. All the students can come. See, some lab dedicatedly for this hostler, or some lab can be dedicated. See, because space is there, we are not denying that space is not there. If given a chance, maybe two professors lab can be combined in such a way 24/7. If a day scholar want to come, he can come and work in lab, and if a hostler want to come, he can come and work in lab. So it should not be, because see, even a delay of 1 day, or even even this even if a student is not allowed to come in 1 day, if he is allowed to come another day, the momentum is gone. So if all the students can be called, they can stay outside. They will be already they all are eligible for HRA. The only problem what now people is facing, they are not allowed to come to lab 24/7. So this step can be taken, that they can be given some space, and they can work. Lab to lab segregation can be done, so that all students can come 24/7. If required, lab from 2 or 3 professors can be merged based on scholars and this hostlers.
Okay. Okay. Does that answer your question, Vasant? You can just put it in the chat. Sudarshan, you had a question. You can go ahead and ask.
Yes. Yeah. Hi, Vijay.
Hi, Sudarshan.
Yeah, so this is more of a follow-up on what Rohit already asked at the beginning. So you said you'll improve placements, and when he asked about the concerns with the current process, you said a lot about preparation and how scholars are not aware of preparation, starting early and everything, right? So I just want to understand if you know any other constraints in terms of number of opportunities available, and as well as the nature of recruitment process for research scholars in campus placements.
Type what companies are looking, any companies are looking for very specific type of research or specific type of person. But still that preparation level is still not up to that mark. Because
So preparation level is one part, and CDC research is doing a lot of work on placement preparation, getting recently placed alums come and talk. So CDC research has been doing that for the last couple of years. Yes, it can be improved, but I'm asking about the constraints on the number of opportunities available, and why there are less companies, and what is the nature of recruitment process for research scholars. How is it different from others? Like, why do you why the number of opportunities available on campus is less for research scholars compared to other students?
See, whenever a student do some PhD or MS, the research area going one particular domain. It is not very much generic, like what happened for this BTech or MTech also. It is very pinpointed research, and many times most of the company may be looking for any one particular type of research area. So that is one part. But I also look at one thing, like in this coming year, or even in the coming years. See, we all know, like many companies are coming and setting up their setup in India. So what I feel in future, maybe this year and all the coming years, the scope and the opportunity for the scholars are going to increase, because because a lot of R&D things are coming in India. So definitely in many domains, more opportunities will come. Now, thing is that we have to prepare our scholars in that direction. So that whenever this opportunity comes, because anyhow.
Okay, Vijay, you are again going back to preparation. So I just want to know, how do you plan to? You are saying that there are many companies which are setting up offices in India, everything, right? So how are you planning to get those companies to campus placements? What are the avenues you have to reach out to them? And what are the avenues you have to reach out to them, and how will you get them to recruit from IIT Madras? Because there are many other IITs as well.
See, already we are having this placement team. In placement team, now if we can have more students from each domain, like from maybe from first year to final year from each department, and already I'm not saying that it is not there, it is already there, but it can be also make very
Do you think increasing the size of placement team will bring more companies?
see it can help in some way. See, I agree it is more thing is how effective your team, but sometimes with effective team and having a good number of people also working in team, that help us. And another thing, see, which already our Rohit was already done, and I can also contribute to that. We are having this scholar portal
No,
where
the size of the total. Yeah. You mentioned something about scholars portal. Yeah. Continue.
I see already this scholar portal is there. I appreciate Rohit have already done a lot of work for that, and you Rohit, Sudarshan, you all have done. See, that is also a very good platform where all these industries and the scholars can integrate, and they can industries can know what a scholar is doing. It is a one-stop platform for the company and for the scholar, and so that is also going to help us. So making it compulsory for all the students to register there. See, it is already there, but still many students are not registering for it. It is not that much compulsory.
Okay, so it is made compulsory. It was made compulsory for students appearing for placements to register in the portal initially. Now it has been extended to everyone. Anyway, the scholars portal has been linked with the placement portal ever since it was launched, as in linked with the placement process. Sorry. It was launched in 2017, and then even that year, students sitting for placements were asked to register on that portal. We have been reaching out to companies to register on that portal every year. Why do you think that has not helped drastically increase the number of companies?
See, it is already there. I'm agree with that. But still, what I see, the students or the scholars, they are also coming to that particular portal on the last end, or at the 11th hour they are coming. And even see, most of the companies which are coming, many times they are not even looking. See, many companies are not even looking at this portal. They are direct. The phase 1, phase 2, and they're directly coming and taking from there. Many a time they might not be looking at the scholar portal also.
Okay, so if they are coming directly to placement portal also, the resumes of every scholar who has registered for placements is available in the placement portal. So it is not like the details are not available in the placement portal. That is not the goal of integrating scholars portal with placements, right? If a company is coming to campus for placements through placement portal, there is no issue. The very use of scholars portal is to attract companies which do not come to campus. So why do you think that has not been very successful? I mean, it has been successful to some extent, but why do you think it has not been very successful in the last 3 years? That was my original question.
See, what I feel, I may be wrong also. See, many of the industries might not be looking very depth into depth into the scholar portal. I might be wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. This is what I feel. And
okay, fine. So scholars portal is one avenue. Can you list any other avenues you can think of? Quickly, I think I am taking too much time.
Yes, Sudarshan, I cannot hear.
No, you listed scholars portal as one of the avenues for increasing number of companies on campus. Can you think of any other potential avenues for increasing number of opportunities apart from scholars portal?
See, one more thing. What I feel. See, many of the scholars also. It is not just about placement. Many of the scholars want go for this postdoc also. So, if we can have a platform.
No. It's not about postdocs at all. I am asking you told scholars portal as one of the avenues, potential avenues for increasing the number of companies coming to recruit from IIT Madras. Can you think of any other avenues through which you can reach out to more companies and make more companies come to IIT Madras for recruiting research scholars, or if any student for that matter? It's not specific to MS PhD.
I think I have to
We can
look
move on to the
into
next
this.
question if it needs time.
Okay, I am done. Yeah,
Done?
yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Do we have Saif Ul Mahdi here? No? Okay. Yeah, there's this one question, maybe something similar to what Sudarshan has gotten into. How do you make sure that interdisciplinary students whose research area is way in contrast to their background and UG get good placement opportunities?
I think for interdisciplinary, actually what I feel interdisciplinary, because they can sit for both the department, because whatever is their host department and whatever is their another department. So they can sit for the placement for both the department. They can register in both the domains. So I feel already they are on higher edge in terms of sitting for placement in either, because they can register in both the departments.
Okay, is that your answer? Okay, there's one more question. What do you think of the dearth of applications in resource legislator positions? Do you know how many students are contesting for resource legislator positions this year? Hello, Vijay? Is your screen stuck only to me or to everybody else?
I also cannot hear.
Vijay, can you hear us? Can you rejoin or do something? Turn off your video so that you'll have better video bandwidth.
Hello, Ramchandra, can you please repeat?
Yes. Do you know how many resource legislators are contesting for the election on April 7th?
No, I'm not very much sure exact
Okay,
number.
so it's 2. So there are 16 positions, and of which only 2 positions have applicants, and we only have 1 applicant for each. And even in your case, as people might remember, there were no applications within the deadline. So we had to reopen the nomination time so that others can apply, and that's when you applied. So, I mean, maybe this could be a broad question which you can answer as to why there is such lack of applications from research scholar side towards even your position, and also a lot of research related positions. And how much are you concerned about this? What do you want to do to improve this situation and make sure that more people are incentivized in some form, or like make sure that a lot of people apply for the research legislator position and also RAS position in the future? Did you get my question? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me, Ramji? Hello.
Yeah, now I can hear you. I'll just repeat the question, I guess. So basically, there are 16 resource legislative positions, of which only 2 positions have applicants. And even in your case, as you can remember, you could not file within the nomination deadline. We had to reopen the nomination so that you could apply. So there is this, it's clear that there is a lack of interest in some way or form in people applying for research positions. So what is your opinion about it? Do you plan to combat this, and what will you do to make sure that more people apply next year?
See, what I feel and what I feel, see, why most of the people are not applying. See, one thing is that they have to complete their research within time, and they are already in. There are a lot of other things going in their mind, and see, whenever you are coming for some, it is something like that. Your complete time will go in that particular thing. Suppose you go for any position, complete 1 year, what I feel will get involved in working for that particular position and in involving and executing all those things. So what I feel for a research scholar, whether MS or PhD, uh, giving 1 year is very difficult for them, and they have pressure from their family, because it is not like undergraduate. Because all the MS or PhD who are coming, they are more, what I feel, they have more responsibility in terms of their family, and because they are little more mature and mature in terms of taking their responsibilities as compared to undergraduate. So giving one complete year for any scholar, whether MS or PhD, is really very big thing, because once you take this responsibility, I what I feel, and I guarantee you, it is very difficult for you to concentrate on your research activity. And many a time, I may be wrong also, many a time many of the professors also do not encourage their student to come and fight for all this position, because everyone understood it is very time consuming job, and you have a lot of responsibility. You are answerable to everyone. Even things are going right or wrong, everyone is there to question you. So uh, this is one thing. These are few things which I feel most of the people are not willing to come, because no one can afford to give their 1 year for such positions, because definitely this consumes lot and lot of time.
Okay. I mean, are you just admitting that it's not going to happen, or do you plan to bring about any changes so that even those who cannot spend time can do something uh, to participate? Do you think there is a need for research legislators? If there is a need, then I think you should come up with an answer as to why people have to apply or somebody has to apply, right?
See, for applying, anyhow, there are advantages. There are a lot of things which people are going to learn: execution of thing, and taking right decision, doing multiple things at the same time. There are a lot of advantages also, lot of challenges also. There are a lot of new learning also, and there are many advantages also. A student, anyone who is coming to such positions is going to enjoy those challenges, going to learn a lot of things. So definitely there are some advantages, but definitely spending 1 year, one complete year, is something everyone is little worried about.
Maybe I'm just asking the same question again, but yeah, you have identified a problem and the reasoning probably behind some people not applying. So do you plan to do anything about it, so to make it better, or will you just not touch it at all?
See, what I can suggest, and what I can suggest all the people
You
who
don't
will
have to
be doing.
suggest, you will become the research affairs secretary if you get elected. So you can actually do things. So what do you plan to do?
See, for my term, like what is advantage for me and what I feel, I've completed my all the research work in last few years. Now like I'm more free, I can spend more time. So even all the people who want to come in future, if they are very disciplined, and they can balance both the things, then definitely all are it is very good position for them to come and work with such a big team, such a in such a good environment, and learn a lot of things, do a lot of things for the scholars, because many times scholar cannot do for himself, but if there's some representative, he have definitely have more power, a more this dean, admin, and all those all the officials. So then definitely he can bring a more faster change if someone come for this position. But definitely this balancing is required. If someone can balance, then definitely it can happen.
Okay, fine. Does anybody of the anybody of the executive council have any questions left? So we have like 15 minutes left in the soapbox. If you have any questions, you can ask it now.
I
Anyone
just
from the
want to
current?
clarify one thing, Ramchandra.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Vijay, in your T5 interview, if I'm not wrong, you said that you want alumni to be a part of the grievance redressal committee, correct?
Yes, I'm told.
One, what is the motivation or justification behind this? And two, do you actually think alumni will have the time or like the resources to be a part of such a committee and be involved in such a process?
See, one thing like I repeat. So first part is why I want the what why they can why I was thinking that they can be part of this thing. See, because being a scholar, anyone, we cannot keep our point in front of officials that much openly, because we all somewhere there's some foundation or there's some limit up till what we can speak. Like even if we have something in our inside us, we cannot speak properly. It can be with any of the scholar, but if alumni is
But
there.
it's a grievance redressal committee, right? If you cannot express yourself in a committee, then I don't understand what's the point of the committee. And how is the presence of an alumni going to make you talk more? There are still going to be officials you mentioned.
Alumni who have recently passed out, they have already faced what life a scholar is facing, so they can understand in a much better way, because that much generation gap or that much gap might not be there, because
Correct. That
they,
is true. That is true. But it still does not resolve your problem that a student or a scholar is skeptical to talk in front of officials, right? How are you going to resolve that problem? That was your reason to bring in alumni, right? Alumni understanding all that is fine, but how is it going to help anyone involved?
maybe the way I will be keeping my point, and directly, or if some alumni is there, and then I think I can see, instead of opening very instead of being very open in front of any professor or anything, I can be more open to an alumni. I can keep my all points. I can discuss in my, any student can discuss in much better way. One thing is generation gap will not be there. They have already tasted same thing which we are finding it now. So they have recently experienced all those things. So if they are a part of committee with with professors and other people, then I think for a scholar to speak in front of them will be much easier than speaking term of this professor and other members.
Uh,
Okay, so how will you select? Sorry, Rohit. If you want, you can go.
no, I just had an add-on question to that. Vijay, do you know who's part of the committee? What is the current constitution of the committee?
See what I know, there are professors, and there are some students also, but
No,
mostly
there
of
is
them
no
are.
student in that committee. So you yourself are not a part of that committee. Any disciplinary committee, if it is created, you will specifically be called as such. But the institute grievance committee, you are not a part of. Neither are you part of the department grievance committee. So your first agenda should have been to put yourself in that committee rather than an alumni, because you are the elected representative of the campus. If anybody can represent, you can represent. So rather than an alumni, I think you should be the one focusing on putting yourself in the committee. Yeah,
Okay.
that was my part. Yes, Ranganathan, you can go ahead.
Yeah. So despite that, if you still want to include alumni, how do you decide which alumni should be a part of the committee? Not all alumni will be qualified enough to be part of such a committee, and this is an important committee, right? They have to make some actual decisions. Not everyone is qualified enough to do that. There is a reason why even the RAS is finding it difficult to be a part of the committee. So yeah, how will you decide which alumni should be a part of the committee, and how will you convince admin to add alumni to the committee?
Uh, see, um, uh, uh, and see, one thing is like how we can select. See, any that will be through this present committee. Who see, we can keep a point in front of our present committee that students are more open to them, and we can keep point to make them as a part of committee, and this is one thing we can keep our point to officials, so that they can bring into alumni for these things. And how we are going to select it, uh, see, it can be on the track record, how any student have was there in their tenure in IIT, or what is their current position, how much they are free. uh, See, there are many parameters on which it can be done. See, our point is we can bring into the notice of our committee that they alumni can be made part of this, and then anyhow it depends upon many parameters how they will be selected.
Okay, just a final clarification. Are you still sure you want to go with this alumni being a part of the committee? Okay,
See,
after what you have heard me and Rohit.
I have understood both of your point, but still, personally, I feel that alumni being a part of committee will be definitely helpful.
So you're still on board with the plan?
Personally, I feel it will be better.
Okay, thank you. I'm done, Ramchandra. I don't have any more questions.
Okay. Does anybody else have questions? Rohit?
No, I think from my end, it's pretty much okay.
Okay. Does any of the audience members have questions? No? Okay.
Yeah, just a minute, Ram, just a minute. I just wanted one clarification. Vijay, this research executive committee you're talking about, or RAS executive committee, what exactly would you get work done from that committee?
From research executive committee.
RAS executive, yeah, RAS executive committee that is there, right? So you are saying strengthen RAS executive committee to execute policies and decisions, right? So what exactly is your plan? Like, what sort of a policies and decisions are you talking about?
Many a time, many scholar-related issues like for example, earlier it was very compulsory for mechanical department if I say that at least some this number of this must be criteria for applying for something or for going for workshop or something. For example, I remember earlier the students were only allowed to go for a conference once in a semester, but if they miss that particular semester, they cannot go for next semester. Like they have to complete their conference, national conference within India within that particular semester. They cannot go. They cannot carry it forward for the next semester. But I remember this had happened in Rohit's tenure. That total 10 conference will be given to the any scholar. He can go in any time. It doesn't mean that you have to go in that particular semester.
Right.
So there are many because see what happened. Many of the research outcome will start coming in second, third, or fourth year. So
my question is that do you have any agenda for that RAS or RAS executive committee, or have you not created an agenda for policy changes you want to make?
I have to do it.
You have to do it. Okay, you don't have anything in mind currently then, right?
As of now, no, I have to do it.
Okay, cool, fine. Yeah, that was a clarification. Yeah, I'm done from my side. Thank you, Vijay.
So nobody in the meet has any questions. I think I've asked most of the audience questions, or they have been covered in some way or form by the executive council question. Okay. Okay, if nobody in the meet has questions, maybe I'll ask one last question, just to sum it all up. So Vijay, basically from this entire soapbox, we have understood that there are some cases where you have not mentioned clarity in your manifesto points. You will not understand that there was going to be a plan of action, how you plan to achieve things that you have mentioned. And it's also clear in some ways that there are some structures in the verticals that exist in the institute that you're not aware of a little bit. So how do you pitch to the voters that you are going to have that you will be able to understand all the structures of verticals, and also you will have a plan of action if you become a secretary, so that they can trust you and vote you, or if you do not have, they might reject you. So what is your answer to that?
What I told earlier also. See, I understand there are a lot of challenges, but a lot of things also, because I told you my research part is already done, so I can give my 100% time. So one advantage.
We understand that your research part is done and you have a lot of time. So, but people have to understand how you plan to learn all of these things, right? So, how do you plan to learn the things that you don't know? When will you know that you don't know, or when will you know to stop thinking for yourself and ask for resources? And how do you plan to make things work and like execute some of your points so that they're not just abstract, improve, or make more aware like that? So, how do you plan to quantify your agenda, and how do you plan to learn enough to make sure that things are going to work that your tenure if you get elected?
Maybe like I will be interacting with more with team. I will try to understand from the team which are already working, whether it is the RAS team or whether it is career development team. I have to understand how they are working and what are the challenges they are facing, and from the interaction with the team and by understanding by working with them, maybe I have to start working with them also. So I think by those things I will come to know what are the challenges they all are facing and how we can improve on that. So this is what I'm feeling. By working with them in much faster way, I can come to know what are the challenges. Challenges are there. So based on those challenges, I may be working on that areas.
Okay. Do you plan to submit executive council reports to SLC once every 2 months of your tenure as it's mandated by the constitution?
Yes.
Okay. So I will. Okay. If nobody else has any questions, we can conclude the soapbox. I would like to thank everybody who has joined us or who had joined but left us for attending the soapbox. We'll upload this recording on our YouTube channel. You can follow, you can subscribe there to just get a notification of this. And we'll have the soapbox for Hostel Affairs Secretary at 8 p.m. The candidates are Anfas Najom, Chinmay Gajula, and Kranti Kirit. Similar to this, we'll have the same structure there as well. If you have any questions, you can just post them in the chat box and we'll ask those questions. And we'll also have the similar executive council questioning there as well. And if you'll most probably get a chance to ask a question just like you got it here. And yeah, thanks for joining. You can all now leave. We'd also like to thank Vijay. We'd also like to thank Vijay for being on time and answering all the questions. We wish you good luck in campaigning as well. The election is on April 7th. You'll be getting a voting tutorial on how to vote as well. Please do vote.
Thanks to everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, Vijay. Bye-bye.